that up. So we're good.
Yeah. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful thing here. Again, I didn't get to hear the comic book minute, but it sound. I hope it was on par as usual.
Of course, yes, always.
All right, let's get to the main topic here. The main topic, even including with a very cool sounder here. Fun. We'll have fun here.
Would you rather?
Okay. What voice was that?
I don't know. I just searched "Would you rather" free soundboard clip. That may be the reasoning why my computer's running so slow, because I keep downloading all these soundboard clips. But I don't know, correlation or causation, right? That's the great question.
I have an idea. If you're not married to that, maybe we should get like Goo to do a "Would you rather" or somebody to do a sounder.
No, I don't want Goo doing shit for us. I don't want to owe a favor to that guy.
Okay, yeah, he does think that's fair.
Yeah, that Wop Dago. No, I can't say that. That's
wow.
I say it with love. I'm Italian. I can do it too. But nonetheless,
there you go. I thought you were.
Would you rather? Speaking with my hands here, each of us came to the podcast with about 10 or so would you rather questions relating to movies, pop culture, comic books, TV shows, music, what have yous, therefores, and so on and so forths. And simply put, we're just going to answer them. We're going to put ourselves in the jackpot and see how we come out.
It's a really simple concept, but Wes, you came up with it the last week, and I thought, like, I don't know, we're actually over the weekend. We were really pushing it on coming up with an idea, and of course, sure. you always come through, and this was a great one. And
the 11th hour,
like you said, though, this is something that we could possibly do going forward. We each have 10 questions, but we'll see timing wise how things go, of course, because this may take a while on some of these. Now, my only question that I didn't ask you about regarding this, we both have our questions. Am I also going to answer my own question? Or
sure. Let's have fun. Let's get crazy.
Okay. Well, you are the one who came up with the idea, so I want to give you the choice to decide whether you would like to be asked first or if you would like to ask a question first.
Why don't you ask me first? Let's do that.
Okay. All right. I am going to give you. Okay. I was really proud of this one. All right. I'm going to go with the question. Would you rather, Wes, have Mickey Ward's family, so of the fighter, or Matilda's family, of course, of Matilda?
Geez. Now, we're all New England-based people here, so chances are we probably do have some of Mickey Ward's family in our family.
Just for those who are at home trying to keep score, he has like an asshole mom. He has, Dickie Eklund, who is a complete mess, but everybody puts it on a pedestal. And then he has
the sisters,
4 or 5 like Banana Land sisters, something like that.
Oh yeah, that are just a real sight for sore eyes.
Does he have a stepdad? I don't think he did in the movie.
I thought he did. Yeah. No, I thought he did.
I can't.
Again, real POS though. Not a real father figure either.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now because I can remember O'Keefe, but that was the cop. I can't remember outside of that. But those are the main characters. But anyways, just on those alone, the sisters, the mom, and Dickie, that's a crowd right there.
Now, would I be myself or would I be Matilda in this situation?
You're that's a great question. You are yourself in both situations.
Okay, because I would be able to handle Danny DeVito, no problem. That little fella, pick him up, put him in my pocket. We'll be on our way. End of the movie. Roll credits. No issue there.
Yeah, you don't need Matilda's powers to do that, but yes, you would. It would be even better if you had those for sure.
No, I just need the power of protein and eggs.
Yeah.
Which real side note, by the way, did you hear an egg farm in Connecticut, a huge egg processing center, just burst into flames?
No,
they're trying to take away our eggs, Nick.
What the heck? Well, I know they're very expensive these days.
Oh yeah, well they might get even more expensive here. Huge egg facility.
Jeez, I didn't know they were getting targeted like that. That's
my 2023 goal of whole eggs, swole legs. It's really hanging on a thin hamstring right now.
God. Yeah. No, I just when I hear that, I'm thinking pull a hamstring. God.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would go with Matilda's family there. With that being said, I think I would be able to handle myself in a better situation than Mickey Ward's. That's just. I feel like if I was in Mickey Ward's family, I would get beaten down mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, I don't want this to become a theme where we agree on each one, and I don't think it'll be the case. But we're in lockstep on this one because I mean, like you have three idiots that you're dealing with, and then eventually you're gonna find like Matilda, not maybe not at that young age that you'll find a way to get away from him, but at some point you'll find a way to get away from him. Mickey Ward's family,
Mm-hmm.
they will not let you. They will do everything in their power to not let you get away from them, and they're just, I mean, one person.
Crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, one person after another is overwhelming. So it's just one
Mm.
of them is too much. Never mind, like all seven or whatever it is.
Okay, that's a good start. I like that. I like that here. Um, let's go. Let's take it back. Let's hit the rewind clock a little bit here. Go back to our high school days, Nick.
Okay.
Would you rather go to Bayside High School, of course, of Saved by the Bell fame, or John Adams High School of Boy Meets World fame?
What's funny is I definitely I remember as a kid watching these and thinking is this what high school is really like? Is this how it's gonna be and all that stuff? Man,
I know, and like right around this time when we were kids too, and growing up, like we were at the height of like the high school movie teen drama. Like
100%.
all so like our whole views of high school were completely diluted by Hollywood.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they really were. It's yeah, and you don't have the internet and all this other stuff that you can see. It's all
That
at
was
that
it. Yeah.
at that age, this is what you got. This was your education.
Hmm. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Bayside High because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you could have gotten away with more. Obviously, it was like a slightly different timing from when these. There's like a slight difference from the two runs of these shows, if I'm not mistaken. Saved by the Bell being a little bit older.
I think they kind of ran concurrently. Maybe yeah, Saved by the Bell maybe is a little bit older, but they definitely overlapped.
Yeah, there was definitely overlap. And I didn't. I definitely watched Saved by the Bell. I saw some of it as a kid, but then watched it more later when it was on TBS. And I think because you can get away with more stuff. Not that I was a troublemaker, but I just feel like if you had that ability to do that kind of stuff back then, you probably would have been a little bit more fun. I felt like with Boy Meets World, not that it was like as strict, but I mean, just it was a little bit more.
No, we agree. We agree. First of all, I'm going California over Philly every day of the week. Just
That's
on a setting there.
that's true.
And Bayside High is so bright and like they have all those like neon kind of pastel colors. And if we're including the Max in the situation, like what a great hangout spot at the Max. Um, you know,
Mhm.
you kind of get to the question of Principal Belding versus Mr. Feeney.
Yeah,
That speaking to your point, you can get away with more. Mr. Belding's kind of a doofus. Mr. Feeney's that strong kind of father figure
mm,
who's there going to be a good influence on you. But there's also there was the black teacher. There was also the guy with the long hair who lived with Sean. Took Sean Hunter in. He was a good
yeah.
teacher on Boy Meets World. So that those were all good influences. But I agree. I don't think you're getting away with as much. And if the bully is Zach or AC Slater, like that's from the show's perspective, they're the cool guys too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
like the bullies are who's it? Ethan Suplee and what's his name there? Why can't I never ever remember his name from Parks and Rec?
Adam Scott.
Yeah, Adam Scott, yeah, Harley, all those guys, right? So they
Yeah.
seem like more menacing bullies.
They were, yes, absolutely. And I will say too, actually, I just went and gave it a little quick check. So Boy Meets World was 89 to 92, and then this was 93 to 2000. So
Oh wow.
I
Oh,
probably
okay.
watched these around the same time.
Yeah.
But I actually probably watched Boy Meets World before I watched this, before Saved by the Bell, but they were different eras. So that makes sense, like seeing those differences.
Yeah, no, I'm a Bayside High guy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so let's see here. Where do I want to go? Oh, okay. I have a few that I'm really proud of in this. So, okay. Um, would you rather, Wes, be a muggle in a world with
This is a good one.
Voldemort at the height of his power And by the way, for those looking for more Harry Potter content, go back to our last episode where we tiered all the Harry Potter characters. Don't worry about
Probably
the
one
audio.
of our best episodes, considering it just my voice wasn't heard at all. I was really surprised at how well received it was. We did numbers last week.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Well, hopefully
Yeah, it
everybody.
was just you the whole time. So thanks to the listeners, by the way, for pointing that out. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for that. But just make sure you guys are turning the knob up and down as you're listening to them.
Yeah, right. It
Be
was an
careful.
interactive episode.
Be careful when Wes is talking and then I jump in because it's gonna be real fucking loud. But would you rather be a Muggle in a world with Voldemort at the height of his power, or stuck in a zombie apocalypse? Now you can pick the zombies and how scary they are, but either way.
Oh, okay. So that might change things actually. So and I'm assuming what we see in Deathly Hollows is Voldemort at his height of his powers. Is that kind of what we're basing it off of,
Yeah,
or
yeah. And you know what, Wes?
something worse than that?
Well, yeah, worse. I would say a little bit worse than that. Yeah, worse than that because he was still kind of coming back in the Horcruxes and everything.
Yeah,
For the
yeah,
zombie,
yeah.
for the zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna just make a slight adjustment and not give you dealer's choice here. We're gonna make it The Last of Us zombies. You have seen enough of them to see how freaky those things get.
The fungus thing gets me, man. That's what freaks me out about it,
Nice.
and it takes over because I don't know, with the new Twitter download with the For You and the following tabs
Yeah.
that you can
Yep.
kind of scroll through. On the
Yeah.
For You, I've been seeing like these videos like depicting exactly what this is of like fungi or
Oh.
parasites getting into like hollowing out dead insects and then kind of like robotically controlling them
Oh,
and kind of
I
using
did see
them
one of
like a
those. Yeah.
like a horseshoe crab
It
almost.
is crazy. I've seen one of those like that, and it's nuts. What those things do.
Yeah,
I'm all
that
set with
freaks me
that.
out.
Yep. Well, that's what, if we need more reason to stay off Twitter. But yeah, so
And it's just all it takes is a few degrees. I'm sorry, I'm just like hung up on it. It just like takes a few degrees to like happen, and then you're kind of screwed. It's just like anybody. It's just kind of like a dealer's choice sort of thing.
it's wild. I'll tell you what. Ever since the bath salts like zombie dude, like that, like was that Florida or something like that, where he ate like some homeless guy's face off, or he was a homeless guy and ate another guy's homeless guy's face off. Whatever that was,
Hmm.
that ever since that, man, I've always been like, all right,
Is
this
that
is gonna.
crocodile? Was that drug? Was that what that was called?
I don't know. I thought it was bath salts, which if that's a
Might have been bath salts
yeah.
too. Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I don't know. I didn't even know what bath salts were until then. So I'm like, ever since then, I've been like, it's gonna happen. Maybe not in our lifetime, but it's gonna happen. So,
No, I
not
know it. Yeah,
not looking
yeah.
forward to it. But anyways, Voldemort at his height, or in a zombie apocalypse with the Last of Us zombies.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Voldemort at the height of his powers. I don't
And
think
you're
I
a
want to
Muggle.
deal with. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the Muggle part. I think I didn't see that. Okay.
Yes. Yep. Didn't repeat it that last
Hmm.
time. I apologize. Yes, you are not a wizard, Harry.
You're not a wizard. I guess put me in the zombie apocalypse and just like I guess I'm just really committed to the homesteading lifestyle.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna turn to Nick Offerman. Um,
Yeah, just going off the grid.
yeah, and I mean, to me, I don't. This is a tough one because like
Because
okay,
essentially being a Muggle in Voldemort, I mean, listen, we can beat around the bush, or we could say it's like being a Jew in Nazi Germany. That's like kind of
you're going to be extremely targeted, and it's going to be
yeah,
tough to survive that.
yeah.
But at the same time, with the zombie apocalypse, while like yeah, maybe we could, you or I individually or with our families, whatever, could survive that. Maybe it could happen. You don't know. But at the same time, what are you surviving for? Like, I'm not saying you want to just go and end it if a zombie apocalypse starts, but it's just like it's what is that going to turn into? Whereas with a Muggle in a world with Voldemort at the height of his power, we're not saying that all the good wizards are gone. Like, there's a chance you can live through it. It's going to be tough,
Mm-hmm.
but I think like if it works out, like if you survive that whole thing, it could be the world could kind of fix itself and be okay afterwards. With a zombie apocalypse, like it's going to take like centuries to get back to where we are now. Never like
But you could have like where it's a rewriting of history. You could be like Napoleon or Alexander the Great or something like that, and get these like crazy names, lore named after you.
yeah, you could.
Nicholas Esquire the First
Yeah, it could be.
slayed
It
1,000 zombies
yeah.
in his Magneto helmet.
So like we could just become Gilderoy Lockhart, is what you're saying. of the
Yeah,
zombie
yeah,
apocalypse.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
to bring it all together. So we got one that we don't agree on. That's good. I was worried I was gonna kill one.
Okay. All right here. How about this? Who would you rather have as your father? Homer Simpson, Peter Griffin, or Randy Marsh? A little three-way menage a trois action.
Um, I'm not gonna. I don't think I need to overthink this. I think Randy Marsh might actually be the dumbest one of them all. But maybe Peter Griffin. You know what? Okay, no. Homer is dumb. I know he does like Homer's my pick. But as much as
Okay.
Homer is like dumb, I know sometimes that does lead to problems. I do feel like with Homer, there are times where like his stuff could be managed a little bit more easily because his stuff happens because like he's more of a dope. He like
Mm,
as much as he doesn't think he's like maybe there are times he thinks he's smart. He does kind of know he has an understanding that he is a dope. Like he is aware of that in some capacity. Peter
sure.
Griffin
Okay.
does not think that. And Randy Marsh absolutely does not think that. Now, Randy Marsh may be the smartest one of the bunch, but he is still a blithering idiot, and he does not realize that at all.
Now, somehow Homer Simpson works at a nuclear power plant in the safety section. So I
Yes.
don't know how that manages, but you do have to deal with Homer's domestic abuse with Bart there. A lot of choking, neck
Mm,
strangling going on there. So
that's true. Yep. Probably never
you
going to be a
got to deal
singer.
with that at the home.
Yep.
And the drinking, the constant drinking there. So that's what you're
Well,
going to get with Homer Simpson and Peter Griffin. And
eh,
Peter seems more like an absentee father. Like he's just not really that interested.
true.
Certainly in Meg and Chris and Stewie there. He's just not really. They don't really interact as much that much, right?
Hmm.
Um, but see, I think I'm going with Randy here because one,
Oh,
he starts off as a geologist and then transitions and pivots his career into a reputable legal marijuana grow farm. And he's
yeah.
constantly looking to find ways to do better for his business and therefore his family. He
Hmm.
moves his family out of the South Park area onto a farm, a great house.
Hmm.
Um, and he's always got some fun times. He is an idiot. I hear you.
Hmm.
They're all dumb though. But
Hmm.
I think Randy would give me some of the better laughs.
Well,
Again, they're all dopes. You kind of laugh at them, but he does some stupid stuff.
Randy is also Lord too, so he's got that going
That's
for him.
true. Lord. Yeah, like imagine coming down the stairs and then seeing him put his balls in the microwave because he's trying to get just a little bit of tiny cancer so he can get
Oh,
his cannabis card.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that honestly, I
Just getting a
forgot.
little cancer, baby.
I forgot it was through the microwave thing, but honestly, you brought up Randy, instantly that was the episode that I was thinking of.
Yeah, yeah. On
God.
the hoppity hops. Yeah,
Yep. Oh God, that's such an odd visual. So yeah, okay, I'm taking Homer Simpson. You can have Randy Marsh and then Peter Griffin's for the birds.
yeah.
Um, let's see. All right. Who would you rather have as your psychologist, Wes? Would you rather
Hmm.
have Dr. Jonathan Crane, also known as Scarecrow, as your psychologist, or one Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs?
Yes, this one's easy. When I saw this was an easy one for me. I don't
Ooh,
want Scarecrow to drug me at all. I don't want to be drugged in any shape or form, and especially under his
sure.
whatever concoction that he's got brewing up his sleeve there.
Hmm.
Um, Hannibal Lecter, I'm working with through the prison system, so I'm safe, presumably behind bars for at least a period of time um,
Okay. If you look at
until then, and then maybe he can or I could sweet talk him enough to where like Jodie Foster doesn't get killed.
okay, you took that in a direction I didn't expect
Kind
at
of
all.
wins it for you, like he's not
Hmm.
going to. Maybe I can win him on my side. He's also very intelligent too. He's probably a better time to talk to. Scarecrow with the mask, I don't know. Don't and even with like I'm specifically thinking Batman Begins, like Killian Murphy.
Oh yeah,
He also freaks me out.
oh yeah. I love Killian Murphy, but he is
He's
terrifying in
too
that role.
too sharp of a jaw.
Yeah, his eyes are like piercing. Like,
Steely, yeah.
yeah, Steely, great call.
Mm,
I looked at it as Jonathan Crane. He has like the manipulative drugs, and obviously that's a huge freaking problem. But because he's more, I guess that'd be more of a psychiatrist versus a psychologist.
mm,
If we're gonna nitpick nits, but
Yeah, sure.
like at the same time, Hannibal Lecter is going to eat you. Um, I think in this situation, you have to accept the fact that you're going to die either way if they are your psychologist. So I probably see now. Here's the question: do you want to have better conversation, or do you want to go out high as a kite? Um, although Crane's drugs are not exactly
I'm not sure if it's
favorable.
an enjoyable high. Yeah.
No, yeah, no. So yeah, so
Might
there
be
we
like a
go.
bath salts type of experience.
So you got to go with Hannibal Lecter and just keep your eyes on him the whole time. Watch his hands because he cannot be
Yeah,
trusted. That's about it.
absolutely here. All right. Would you rather have to get away from Jaws in the water, the Jurassic Park T-Rex on land, or the grizzly bear from The Revenant? Another three-way action.
Um, well, I'll tell you right now, it's not Jaws. I like there's a new shark movie on Hulu that Lauren and I are gonna watch at some point, and she's like,
Hmm.
"Oh, you want to watch it? Like, you get terrified of the shark stuff." Like, I like watching it. It is interesting, but yes, it absolutely scares the piss out of me. And like, I don't like going in the ocean like too much. Like, I'll go in once in a while, but not a huge fan because it's just like, actually, when we went to the beach, you, me, and Goo in a while back, like we got
Yeah.
called in because there was like somebody spotted a seal, which means there's sharks nearby. And I was like, "Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Get me the fuck out of here! No thanks." So I got no time for that. I think in the end, the was it Mac versus Wild? Is that what it is? To bring
Yeah,
it
this
home
is
for them
kind of
all.
a playoff of that there,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I think that if you're looking at which animals you have the best chance against, T-Rex is obviously the worst unless you can find a tiny spot where their head can't get through. Jaws is then next. You punch him in the nose and hope for the best. And then it's the grizzly bear, and I think that's the one I'm gonna have to take is the grizzly bear, and hope that you can, whittle a weapon and then somehow take him out before he takes you out.
Okay, so here's my thought. I'm with you on Jaws. Jaws is the first to go. Don't get me in water. I can't see you. Okay, you're coming
Ugh,
from below me or behind me and below me. Like there's no chance. Like you have
getting
the
anxiety from talking
tactical
about it.
advantage every time.
Hmm.
Um, the other one is the grizzly bear from The Revenant. Like I don't think I'm ever getting out of a grizzly bear fight. If I get into some reason an enraged grizzly bear, cocaine bear, if you will, um, I don't think I'm getting out of that because it moves fast, it's aggressive, like they got talons, very strong, all of that stuff. My only hope is the Jurassic Park T-Rex, and that I can stay still enough, hide behind something. It's a dumb enough animal. Like the grizzly bear has some cunning to it.
Mm.
Um, so
Oh
that's my
yeah.
one hope. And then if I'm gonna die by all of them, if that gets the question, like who would I want to die by the least? Or the most, I guess. It's the T-Rex because I think it's the quickest.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I think that I guess I looked at it as grizzly bear is like the one that I think I have the best legitimate chance of like slowing down. Like if you have to like use your hands again, like you got to
Hmm.
whittle a friggin' spear and pray. But if you're talking about like which one, if I know I'm gonna die, 100% T Rex because it's just gonna be
Yeah,
over quickly.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Even
that's
if you get chomped in half, like I think it's pretty quick.
yeah, that's a good
Nothing
one.
like nothing like a Jaws or like a shark or a grizzly bear attack.
Yeah. Yeah. So by the way, I we didn't say this off the top, but I would love to hear listeners' answers to some of these questions. To whichever one
Oh
speaks to you
yeah, yeah,
guys the
yeah,
most.
absolutely.
If you want to answer them all, please get us what's our new Twitter account, by the way?
At CMM underscore podcast.
Yes, don't if you're watching us, ignore the graphic at the bottom of the page
Yeah,
because
you
we got
mentioned Mac vs. Wild too, and this because like this kind of got my mind thinking. I was listening to their most recent episode, and they were going through it. Someone had tweeted them like a bunch of, um, I think it was like spokespersons for different brands, like the Quaker, or like Aunt
mhm.
Jemima, or like Dig'em the Frog, and all that type of stuff. Like, and if he thought like if Mac could beat him, and he said he thought he could beat the Quaker, and I thought that was very arrogant on Mac's part. I mean, you're talking about like a real like kind of like backwoods country strong. That's like the definition of raising barns, turning cattle, like all that type of stuff. Like I don't think you're messing with a Quaker.
um, aren't they a peaceful people though? Isn't that the whole thing? I
they're
don't know.
disciplined and they're principled. That's the worst part. So they'll fight when they have a reason. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
again, like I just imagine they have just like the thickest hands.
I can understand.
That's back to the hands thing. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
yeah.
huh, all came full circle. I actually grew up like my church that I grew up going to was right near a Quaker house. I feel like I never saw people walking in that place though. Did I go in there once? Anyways, that was weird. Okay. Odd choice by Mac. But all right, time for my question. So,
Yes.
okay. Wait, Wes, would you rather host an entertainment podcast with Wolverine or Gamora?
Would they want to host a podcast?
They have no choice. You have to host if you have to do it with one of them. They are told like this is it, no questions asked. Or they like die, whatever, how you want to look at it.
I mean, for the longest time, I wanted to be Wolverine. It has to be Wolverine. That's like the childhood version of myself would kick my ass to
Mm,
not be able to host a podcast with Wolverine, whether he wants to or not, or whether it would be good or not. It'd probably be like pulling teeth trying to talk to him. But
mhm.
maybe if we could pivot at some point to like I don't know, like you break down like street fight videos on Twitter or something like that. Like I think that would be something you could be interested in.
Maybe, maybe. And I hear you like on the whole like because for us like Wolverine, we're more Wolverine fans than Gamora fans. But obviously Gamora has risen in her stock in the MCU and everything, and is a cool character.
Hmm.
But we see Gamora become more human-like. Obviously, she's not the character's technically not human. But I think I'd pick her just because I think you have a better chance of breaking those walls down with her because I think there is like a like not that Wolverine's not a good person, but he is absolutely a loner. I think Gamora was forced to be a loner because of the way the environment she grew up in. So I'm
Mm.
picking her in this spot. But I do hear your logic. Like my younger self would be like, Nick, like it's Wolverine. Like who cares? It's gonna like just do it. But like
You got to do it.
I'd be pulling teeth. Like that would be pulling teeth. That whole thing.
What if you get close enough where you could put on the yellow suit? You know,
Yeah, it's not. There's no way he's
just
going.
for that opportunity alone, that possibility, like I would have to do it.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it's tough.
would you rather host an hour-long improv comedy show with Michael Scott or
Okay.
plan a Parks event with Leslie Nope?
This is an easy one. Planet Parks with Leslie Nope. Like it makes sense obviously for their shows and stuff, but this is not even a debate on my part. Although I will say, I wasn't bad at improv in the few times that I had to do it in my schooling. But I don't trust doing
You
that.
you did improv?
I had to do it like in music class in high school. So
Mhm, mhm.
actually, I think you'll appreciate this, right? If I haven't told you, I did improv with like we had like a long-term substitute teacher, and I did improv, and she was so impressed that she like told the teacher, she told me, I'm going to tell the teacher, and then next year when you guys are doing the play, like I'm going to like so that way she knows you're on her radar. The teacher who came back never saw me do a play, cast me as the lead role in for that role, that play.
Wow.
6 shows I was gonna have to do, Wes. 6 shows, and guess what? You've heard me sing. Guess what I was gonna have to do?
Oh my god, did you do this?
Nope, I ended up getting kicked out. I forced
Wait,
them to
why'd
kick
you get kicked?
because it was during baseball season, and didn't show up
Mm.
for a lot of it because like I had baseball stuff. So
Would you
sorry.
have gone through with it if you didn't have baseball
I,
stuff?
I think I would have had to, man. Like it was, yeah. I think I would have had to. I mean, you started, but dude, think about it. I had no acting experience. You'd see me do improv once. Like I know I do stuff on camera, but like now, but it's like there's a lot of improvisation with it. Like it's
Mhm.
you want me to go
Uh,
into it was 8th grade too. Huh.
I would love to see that. I would have loved to have seen that, Nick.
I'm
You
sure
on
he'll
there. In
come.
fact, this is an easy answer for me because one is work and the other is fun. Um, it's hosting an improv comedy show with Michael Scott, even if he just takes out the imaginary gun every single time that he has a gun. This would be fun because that's Michael Scott in Michael Scott's element. And if I want to experience the Michael Scott experience, that
Mm,
is like probably the most pure way to do it. That's like
mm.
pure, uncut, get it right into the veins.
Yeah, that was good. I don't know if I can watch that, Wes. Like, I might buy a ticket and not show up. Like, I'll support you, but not can't fully do the whole thing
It would
because
be like a train wreck. You just couldn't look away.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Do we want to do one more each and then call it there in the interest of time, or what do you want?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Because we got plenty in the holster, and we will definitely do this again. This has been one of my favorite things that we've ever done on this show, quite honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can do. I think it's safe. Are we bold enough to say Volume 1 on the title, episode title?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, because we have 5. We each have 5 questions apiece that we could get to next time that we didn't even touch this time around.
And the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, they really are. They really friggin' are. All right, Wes. So my last one that I'm going to throw at you today is the one that you actually asked for a little clarification on with this. I'm not going to disclose that with the people. They can figure it out for themselves. But Wes, who would you rather have watch your beloved dog? Neville Longbottom or Deadpool?
Now, yeah, so definitely I wouldn't entrust anybody named Deadpool with my dog. But I was thrown off by this just because I was like, oh, like these just kind of seem like two random names. And your response, okay, one is clumsy and the other is reckless. I was like, all right, I get that. It would be Neville. Neville's a sweet guy. Neville's a sweet guy. You know, he ended up handling the sword of Gryffindor. You know, so I think he can handle a 7-pound golden retriever, golden lab.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't think this is open and shut. I don't. I kind of think I lean Deadpool a little bit here, not because like obviously we're talking about the better person. It's obviously Neville Longbottom. There's no question about it. Who's got a better heart, Neville Longbottom, all day long. But
yeah, I just want someone to treat my good boy good.
Yeah, but I want your good boy to like come back to you afterwards too. And I don't trust either one of them.
Deadpool's gonna do it?
I mean, I think he'd guard that dog with his life. I do think he'd do some dumb shit with the dog around, but it would be.
He doesn't have much value for his life.
Right, but I mean,
he's constantly trying to kill himself.
This is true, but he would to protect the dog because the dog deserves better than he does.
Some could say you couldn't protect the one love of his life.
This is wow, that was cold. True.
Yeah, but I went there. I thought you might have put John Wick into this fold.
Well, some would say John Wick can't protect his dog.
Yeah, I know. Then I thought about it. I was like, no, maybe I wouldn't want John Wick to do that.
Yeah, nope. I will say I didn't even think about doing the 3-person options for this. That's going to be a game changer for me going forward. But I think, honest to God, I think I'm going with Deadpool. Obviously, I have a cat, not a dog. I think my cat got smart Deadpool, so there's that factor. But Neville's just got a little bit of bad luck, man, and it's not,
Well, if you have a cat, I might want Deadpool because I'm not sure if Neville has the confidence and the brevity at all times to be able to handle the sassiness of a cat and the many emotions of it.
Now I'm thinking about like Deadpool, like just having a full a full 10-minute special of Deadpool with a cat, maybe more a 5-minute special, but him just talking shit to the cat the entire time. I think that actually be pretty freaking funny.
No, there would be a cutaway of him taking a shit in the kitty litter. That's what would happen.
There you go. All right, that's my final question.
Okay, that was good. Okay, that was better than I was expecting. I was like, what are these just mishmash of people getting thrown in? It was like a Mad Libs when I first read it through, but I like that. It was good. Okay, here. Let's go with who would you rather have as a neighborhood slash high school bully? O'Banion, Ben Affleck from Dazed and Confused, Debo from Friday, or Regina George, Mean Girls. And that's like more of like the psychological rumor spreading, maybe where the other two kind of present more of a physical bullying.
So, that's an interesting question. See, I was pretty good about like getting along with like so who would I rather have as the bully, or who would I be more afraid of? Yeah, who would you rather? Never mind, that's a dumb question.
Yeah. If you had to choose, your bully. If you had to choose your bully from the 3,
I always got along with like the like physically intimidating bullies. Like I made a point of like trying to be on their nice side growing up. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think I think I'd be fine with the two like with the Debo or Banyan options.
Maybe an ex-girlfriend who got close to you but felt scorned. Maybe that's the Regina George.
Yeah, I mean Regina George can like definitely like I mean any girl can go and spread rumors. Like I find stuff out like years later about people spreading rumors about like even like, I found out stuff in college years later where people spread rumors like wait a minute what like I was like I had no idea on things. So
Yeah.
so yeah I think I'd take either one of the guys. Like I don't for me it's like six one way half dozen the other whatever the fuck
There
they
we
say.
go. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, so I'm tossing Debo out immediately. I mean, this guy's been to prison. He is huge muscles on muscles, and I'm not sure if you can talk sense to him.
Mm,
It took why can't I remember Ice Cube's name? But it took Ice Cube whooping his ass um, to kind of set him straight, and even then he came after him.
mm,
He's hiding out in animal control trucks trying to get back at him. But anyway, O'Banion is formidable. He's older, but he's also an idiot too. So I think you can get away with him. And that type of bully, like he's the one that was like, maybe the freshman year of college who comes back in high school, so you don't see him all the time, but he's just kind of like annoying to you.
mm-hmm,
But Regina George scares the living shit out of me.
mm,
And
mm-hmm,
that type of like female archetype that's like malevolent and knows their maybe sexual power and kind of can use that to their advantage and kind of like use it and manipulate like that scares the shit out of me.
mm.
So it might be Regina George.
Yeah, I mean the ability to like spread rumors and stuff like that. That's it's so Regina. So that's the one you'd rather have.
No, it's O'Banion.
Okay,
I'll go with O'Banion. Yeah, so it's definitely not Debo. I crossed out Regina George. I can handle O'Banion.
okay. Yeah, I don't
And
know.
then
Like I
he
don't.
seems like maybe you get on his good side. He seems like a fun time too. Like maybe it's one of those things you get into a fight and then you both reach the error of your ways and you're like, hey, we're actually kind of cool now.
See, like, but like when you're talking about like the different types of bullies, like if we're talking about like, okay, like Regina George is obviously different than these other two. I think like we're talking Debo versus a Banyan. Who's the one that if you had to pick who was like fighting on your behalf, Debo's the one you'd rather have, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh
See,
yeah. He's my champion.
those are the guys that I usually like. That I would like try and like I know like the prison and stuff like that, but those are the kind of guys like
Sure. Yeah.
more
I was
likely
going to say you've been recently or
more likely to like get along with. Like those are the guys who like show them respect, treat them like a human, don't like because they are, you know what I mean? Like don't like be terrified of them just because they're in your presence. O'Banion's kind of like a shit. Like those are the guys like like I can't like those are the guys like I have no time for. So I think Debo's my pick because I'm not like he'd be the one I'm probably least afraid of.
Oh, wow, that's spoken like a D1 athlete there. There we go. I like that. So that does it for maybe volume 1 of Would You Rather.
Get a sounder? No. What happened?
Wait. There it is.
Would you rather?
All right, good stuff there. But we'll definitely do volume 2 of this, maybe in a later date when we have a TBD episode, maybe a free play Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's all good stuff there. But now it's time to grab your tickets because the train is about to